I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country right here on Fish Creek Radio. My guest today has had a long string of hits, and we have played them on our show virtually every week. And he's one of my very best favorites in country music, with songs like Bandy the Rodeo Clown, Hank Williams' You Wrote My Life, Americana, It's a Cheatin' Situation, and one of my very, very favorites, I Just Started Hating Cheatin' Songs Today. I'm very pleased to welcome Mo Bandy to My Kind of Country. Mo, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Scott. Good talking with you.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and I was blessed to get to see you in concert up here a couple years ago, and what a great show, man. I'll tell you what, good country music.
Well, I'm still out there playing music and traveling and having a good time, and I'm just very blessed. I'm lucky to do what I do because I have as much fun as the audience when I do shows.
Well, it definitely shows up there when you're on stage, that's for sure. I like the medley that you do of songs that you missed out on recording that were big hits for other stars. I got a kick out of that one.
Yeah, we all missed some, and so I decided just to put them together and do a little thing about it. But I missed some big ones, and but I also got the opportunity to cut some good songs too.
Oh, that's for sure. You've had a long string of hits and 10 number ones, 40 top 10 hits, and 66 charted hits, 5 gold albums, and, of course, multiple Academy of Country Music and CMA awards. Doesn't get much better than that.
Well, I've had a long career. My first record broke in 1974, and I was 12 years old, by the way. Back then.
That sounds about right, yeah.
I wish. And I have been going ever since, and I'm just tickled to death that I'm still able to go out there and play, and those songs are still working. The old songs that I recorded, the people still remember them, and I'm just so I'm awed by that every time I do a show. I appreciate it because we have the fans, and then their kids, and then their grandkids, so it is just great.
You bet. You bet. Good memories, and I, like I said, very honestly, your music's on my show every week. I've always loved your music, and I'm just honored to have you on the show today. I got to tell you something. I wasn't going to mention it, but I thought I might get in trouble if I don't. But Gene Watson, I interviewed him a few weeks ago, and he wanted me to tell you that he was on my show first before you.
Yeah, I'm very upset about that too because. He was supposed to have been scheduled later, and he ran in and hogged it up. So I'm going to have to talk to him about that. Well, I really will.
Don't shoot the messenger. I don't want to get in the middle of it. I'll let you guys work that out, all right?
We're very good buddies, and we love to go back and forth to each other. And I love to pick on Gene, and I think he loves to give it back. So we've had a good time with that.
Absolutely. I watch your posts on Facebook. I get a kick out of that. I like the one where you're holding the big pile of cow manure there.
Right. I dedicated that to Gene, and I thought that was nice of me to do that.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, I want to, of course, talk about some of your early stuff, and you got a lot of new stuff going on. I want to cover all that. If you start running out of time, you just let me know, okay?
All right. Sure.
All right. I want to go back to your very first hit record, and it is truly my favorite song of yours, and I play it probably way more than I should on my show, but it's my show, so I can play what I want, right? It's called I Just Started Hating Cheatin' Songs Today. Tell me about that first record for you.
Well, I recorded that song. I had been recording in Nashville off and on for quite a while, trying to get a record to break. And Ray Baker found that song, and it was written by Whitey Schaefer and Doodle Owens, and it was made up of song titles, and it was just a song that fit me at the time, and I was very lucky to get it, and it opened the door for everything, for all my songs and my record deal and the whole deal.
It's a great song, and it really is my favorite. I've always loved that song. And your first number one hit, I believe, was Bandy the Rodeo Clown, right?
Right. We had about 4 top 10s, top 15 songs, and I recorded Bandy the Rodeo Clown. It was, and Whitey Schaefer wrote all my first songs there. He and Bill Owens, and then Whitey wrote, and then Whitey and Lefty Frizzell wrote Bandy the Rodeo Clown for me. And I was just tickled to death, especially to get a song from Lefty Frizzell. And Whitey wrote so many great songs, but I was thrilled to get a song from both of them like that. And Bandy the Rodeo Clown had my name in it and the whole deal, and it's just what an honor and a thrill.
Oh, it sure is. Well, you recently hosted a huge benefit to help out Whitey Schaefer, and tell me a little bit about that.
I did. I had a benefit and a recognition, I guess you could say, of Whitey and all his songs. And I started calling my friends to come out and help me with this benefit. And everybody said yes. And we had 22 major acts on this show. And I'm telling you, it was one of the best shows I've ever been on. I was so grateful to see the entertainers turn out for a good cause. And what a great tribute to Whitey Schaefer and his great songs. And I was just thrilled to death about that. And it worked out so good.
Whitey Schaefer has written and co-written some of the greatest songs in country music history, and it's wonderful that you all were able to do that to give back to him. That's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I think that's important for us, the older singers, to get together and do shows together and keep the traditional country music out there. And I think it's really a great deal, and I was so honored to be a part of that.
That's fantastic. Well, you started out as a bull rider, and you are still quite active. And I know you and your brother have been inducted into the Texas Cowboy Hall of Fame. Is that right?
We started. My family has been involved in the sport of rodeo for years when I was a kid. And I have a brother who went to national finals 7 times in the bull riding event. And so we were raised around that. And I rode bulls and bareback broncs for a little bit and got beat up and banged up and made a decision that I need to go back to my music where I belong. And it's worked out good for me, and it worked out good for my brother. He had a really good career. But we're still in the business. My other brother, Rusty, and I we own 2 bucking bulls. We got one, his name is MoBandy.com. The other one is called Bandy's Bad Boy. And we're just tickled to death to be a little part of that.
That's pretty cool. Well, I do want to mention, too, of course, you just mentioned your website, MoBandy.com. You've got some really great music on there, including a 3-disc set of all of your greatest hits from over the years, so folks can go on there and pick that up. And you're on Facebook and Twitter. I see you on Facebook quite a bit. And I also want to thank Webster and Associates for setting up this interview today. They are one of the best publicity companies I've ever worked with. They're just great people, and I'm real glad they were able to set this up. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have a favorite album of yours, and I've had for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, the reason I first picked it up, there's a duet on there with Merle Haggard called "Don't Sing Me No More Songs About Texas." How did that song come about?
Yeah. Well, I was looking for a song. I was looking for songs, and I run across Merle Haggard, the great Merle Haggard, and I said, "Is there a song that you?" I said, "Could you write a song for me, or is there one you got?" He said, "You know what? I think I got a song." And he pitched me that song, and then he was nice enough to come in and sing it with me, and I just was honored that he did that.
That's pretty cool. That's a great album. It's called Devoted to Your Memory. Great
and
song.
It was one of my favorite albums. One of the reasons because Merle sang with me on it. And speaking of albums, I got a brand new album coming out that I'm very excited about. Jimmy Capps produced it. And I've got the Oak Ridge Boys singing with me on there, a couple of songs, and Riders in the Sky. And we're just tickled to death with the album, and I can't wait. Probably out this summer sometime.
Oh, that's great. We'll look forward to that, and we'll be sure to get it on the air as soon as it's available. Can you tell me about some of the songs on there? Are they original songs, or?
Well, they're original songs. They're all new songs, and we just really had a good time in the studio and Jimmy Capps, of course, a great guitar player, played guitar on there and produced it and put it all together for me. And it's going to be something I'm going to be very proud of. I'm already proud of it. And also, I have a new album coming out on iTunes, and it's called Live in Austin, Texas, and we recorded that. And that'll be out, too, on iTunes. So our new album with all the new music will be out probably in July, somewhere around there, maybe soon.
That's fantastic, man. I am looking forward to that. You did a live album, I think, with Joe Stampley at Billy Bob's some years ago, didn't you?
I did. I did a live album with Joe, and that was great. That was a great night, and that album's still out there. And Joe and I are good buddies. We still do a few shows together, and but we had some wild times knowing Joe.
Well, I got to ask you about Where's the Dress. That kind of spawned a big controversy. Tell me a little bit about that story.
Well, Where's the Dress was written by Joe's, his son was one of the writers, and Joe came to me and I said, well, if your son wrote it, we need to record it. And I didn't realize what I was getting myself into, and ended up with a dress and the whole deal, and Boy George sued us over the song. We used an intro of one of his songs. We got sued over it. But we won Video of the Year, so I guess it all paid off. I wouldn't do it again, though.
I don't blame you, but I do remember that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy.
Well, you've got my gosh, you're real busy on the road. You got a lot of tour dates, and you're doing a cruise next year too. Is that right?
Right. We do a cruise January 11th, I believe it is. It's my cruise, and we're also doing the family reunion cruise, which will be the end of January, end of February, into the first week of February, and that'll be with the family reunion. We'll have a lot of entertainers on that, and yeah, we do 2 cruises a year, and I love it. We have a ball.
That's fantastic, and you've been on Country's Family Reunion quite a bit, and of course doing a big song Americana. That one still gets so much response, and I kind of watched the audience as you were doing that song when I saw the concert, and it was just amazing to me. Everybody really quieted down, was listening, and what a great song.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've had a very good response for that song, and it talks about our great country, and I am very proud of my country, and I am so proud that I recorded a song about it, and it's really been a good song for the live audience to sing along with me, and I just am so proud of it.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's a great song. Hank Williams, You Wrote My Life. That's another one of my favorites, too. You did a whole album as a tribute to Hank Williams, right?
I did. I've always loved Hank Williams. That's the music that kind of was my style as I was growing up, and I listened to it. My dad loved Hank Williams. He sang a little bit like Hank Williams, and it inspired me very much.
Well, as you go back and listen to some of your old records, and do you kind of remember where you were at when they were recording, what was going on, and kind of think of how long ago it was? But it doesn't really seem that long ago. But
yeah. Well, music, that's what music does to people. When you hear a song, certain song, a lot of times, an old song, you think back where you were when that song was out. It's the same way with us recording it. When I record songs, and when I hear one of my songs, I think back to what I was doing in that period of my life. And the songs are memories, and there's nothing a better memory than a song.
Absolutely. You did some great duets also. We mentioned the Merle Haggard and, of course, Joe Stampley. You did some with Becky Hobbs and Janie Fricke, too. I
did. Becky Hobbs and I recorded Let's Get Over Them Together, and I was proud of that. And then Janie Fricke was nice enough to come in and sing Cheating Situation with me. And what a thrill that was. And that was Song of the Year in 1979 at the ACM. And so it was a thrill. And I just did a show with Janie Fricke last week, and she and I sang that song together on stage.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. She was on my show a while back, and just such a nice lady, and she's, man, she's had a great career, too, and done lots of great records over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's the best. And she and then Becky Hobbs also, they're both doing very well, and I'm so proud for them.
Oh, that's great. Well, hopefully you guys get a chance to sing together. I know folks would love to hear and see that. That's fantastic. Well, folks, if you have a chance, please go see Mo Bandy in concert. I can tell you firsthand, it's a fantastic country music show, and you'll be glad you did. And check out his website, mobandy.com, and, of course, on Facebook and Twitter. Music available on Amazon, and a new live album coming out on iTunes, and a brand new studio album coming out this summer. Do you have a title for that album yet, Mo?
Not yet. We're still thinking about it, but we'll have it soon.
That's fantastic. Well, everybody be looking forward to that, and we will definitely have that on the air as soon as that gets out, for sure.
Great.
Well, Mo, it's been a true pleasure having you on the show, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time. And I have kind of a thing that I do on my shows. When we get done with an interview, I ask the artist what song they would like from their catalog to be played next. So I'm going to let you pick the song. How's that?
All right. Why don't we play Bandy the Rodeo Clown? Let's do that one.
All right. Here is Bandy the Rodeo Clown, as requested by Mo Bandy. Thank you very much, Mo.
Thank you, Scott, and I really appreciate it.
All right. My Kind of Country continues right here on Fish Creek Radio.